शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा.
Networks program of the Ministry of Human Resources and Development, Government of India. In November 2015, the Government of India approved a new program titled Global Initiative of Academic Networks in Higher Education, enable interaction of students and faculty with the best academic and industry experts from all over the world, and also share their experiences and expertise to motivate people to work on Indian problems.
The University of Kerala was established in 1937, long before the birth of Kerala, by promulgation of the Maharaja of Travancore, Sri Chitra Tirunal Balarama Varma, who was also the first Chancellor of the university. At present, the university comprises 41 departments of teaching and research, in addition to a number of study exams with high degree of first classes.
To welcome the gathering, we invite Dr. Srijit P., coordinator of this course and assistant professor.
And we are delighted and honored to host this 6-day event of true experience of scientific learning. And as an introduction to this course, I would like to talk few words about this GIAN program, especially for students who are just stepping to the field of research and who are the ultimate beneficiaries of such course. And already mentioned that it's initiated by the government of MHRD department in collaboration with National Science Foundation USA, and started in now 2014, and it provides opportunity to our faculty to learn and share knowledge and teaching skill in cutting edge areas. The course provides opportunity to our students to seek knowledge from reputed international faculty and help to interact and learn emerging topics through collaborative learning process. And it definitely helps to develop high quality course materials in newest area that can be used by large body of students and teachers. And the good thing regarding the GIAN course is that, and we are actually uploading all the program into their website, and eventually suppose anybody is needed that they can register GIAN and they can avail this program. And probably it will help to avail all the students in all over our country, and that is advantage related to the GIAN program. I'm just moving on my duty, and I'm really glad and honored to welcome Dr. Meenamani Ande, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Kerala, who will be inaugurating the function today. He has offered immense support for conducting the program and is now being with us to share his moment. And I heartily welcome you, sir, to this function. I am pleased to welcome Professor Dr. N.C. Subhash Peter, Dean and Director, School of Life Science, University of Kerala, who has ever been an enthusiastic researcher and excellent mentor, who will be giving presidential speech today. With great pleasure, I welcome you, sir, to this wonderful occasion. Thank you, sir. Now I welcome Professor Dr. Achyut Shankaras Nair, Director IQAC, Dean of Applied Science, University of Kerala, who has offered invaluable support to make this program a great success, being the local coordinator, and I extend a gracious welcome to this delightful event. Thank you, sir. Professor Dr. Ashad Ladas Nair, Research Director and SIG Director. She has true interest for such innovative moves in research and support us by providing the venue and extended her great help to conduct this program successfully. A pleasant welcome to Madam to this inaugural function. Now I welcome Dr. Benna Pereira, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, University of Kerala, and thank him for his help to conduct faculty with a very amiable personality, and he will be delivering a short course introduction to this function, and he is the top-notch speaker to this 6-day course. And I grateful and cheerful welcome Dr. Scott to this program.
The student community of all the universities and the research scholars. I'm so happy to be here this morning with all the distinguished people on the dais and also the enthusiastic people for knowing more about the sophisticated instrument and the technique which would be useful for them to capture the glimpses of sciences. All of us know science is progressing rapidly and innovation is a key word right now. Probably all are having different definitions or way of seeing innovation. I also try to say what is actually innovation, because it is a timely thing that we always stress that we need to be innovative when you do research or practicing science. Many occasions it's all been mistakenly saying that innovation should end up with production of processes or patents and things like that. But it is applicable to all, I think. For me, I think innovation is a kind of a drive, a physical and an emotional and a scientific drive that should put yourself in a very challenging environment, giving you more freedom to take challenging problems and issues, taking care of the different techniques and tools, which is the key components, which is very essential for doing science in these days. We live in a competitive world we are conquering for our space and money and energy and all this stuff. Naturally, we see here in the science also very competitive. We end up with problems, and that's the reason why we have a set of rules. We call it as the ethics. So in this world, we need to be more productive in terms of we need to live our life as well. So ethics should also be taken care along with the aesthetics, so that we can enjoy the science. So there is a new dimension of even looking innovation in science. Probably the integrative science is the best answer for that, where we need to take care of competition. Actually, it drives the ethics. And we need to integrate all the concepts that all be available in all the knowledge domains, which draw more opportunity to fuse and take more concepts and principles and laws in the different disciplines. Taking care of the creative arts, even the social sciences and engineering too. And science can be fused into that way, taking care of all the things and making it a challenging one, which will definitely give us a more innovative mindset. Because as you see, it is in a mindset. So we need to break our comfort. We put ourselves in challenges. We need to adopt basics, sciences, as well as the tools and techniques, beating the comfort zone that we enjoy probably in some occasions. So in that point, science can be easily be innovative. It will definitely give us more betterness in promoting science and executing science and practicing science. At that point, the initiatives like GIAN and the departments of different departments in the science, and also the different other applied sciences, they are all initiating new ventures which actually put all of us, even the faculty and even the teachers and students, equally into certain challenging conditions which would help them to conquer the new innovative ways in science. So the GIAN, of course, I believe, is a step to filling that kind of a progress, which would be very, very important at this time. I admire the Department of Zoology and the School of Life Sciences, and also the departments. And as the entire setup, we need to admire and appreciate the service of the university, which promoting in this kind of activities, which is very essential for all our science deliberations, science practices in this university. So with this, I conclude, and I don't want to take more time out of it. And I wish the best to all the enthusiastic participants. They all been here to assemble and learn more about a technique and also an instrument. As you see, it is nothing but a confocal laser microscopy and its details. And an expert who is a faculty in abroad is always be here for us to give us all the glimpses that we can learn from him, expertise, and which will help you to use the tips and right tools, how to use it properly to define and more about the imaging, which is also a part of this program. So with this, I thank all the team members, especially Dr. Srijit and all the faculty members in the Zoology department, and also the Applied Sciences, particularly the director of the Sophisticated Instrumentation Center of the university for giving this kind of program in the university. It would be very, very helpful. This, thank you all.
Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, University of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram, for the inaugural address.
University of Kerala, Dr. Scott, Professor Scholars, and my dear students. First of all, it gives me immense pleasure being invited this 6-day national program organized by the Department of Zoology. So we know that the program GIAN is one of the new initiatives of Government of India, and we are lucky enough. This year we got 3 programs on GIAN, but unfortunately we could not conduct one program which is being granted to the Department of Geology. The other program we have in the Department of Management Studies, we have already inaugurated and its function is successfully completed. So this shows that our university is in the right path to get funds from various departments, tap these funds, and which are positively used for enhancement and to facilitate the art research scholars and students. So in this context, this Department of Zoology, particularly Srijit, has done a wonderful job. As we know that when we look into the many various faculties of our university, particularly in the science department, we can see that there are very young and enthusiastic faculty members who has recently joined, and they are very much interested in, particularly in the research also. That all shows that we do have a great scope that our institution will develop. And also we know that we have accredited, our institution has accredited within a grade. And we are also trying for attaining the higher grade of the accreditation agencies. So when we look all aspects, why this GIAN program? So already an introduction has given about the GIAN's program. This is an initiative of the Government of India to identify and impart the experts and their expertise to the young scholars of India, and to know what they have been, people from abroad, what they have been doing there. And the same manner, we do have to explore the possibility of new research, particularly in India. For that, our research scholars and young scholars has to know and understand what are happening elsewhere in India and abroad. So we can also continue the research in such a manner as a new initiatives of our own country. So I hope that this 6-day program definitely explore and understand how many of the instruments which even we cannot see or use earlier. With these words I remain. I declare this 6-day program inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Very good morning to everyone. Professor Subhash Peter, who is presiding over the function. Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor Dr. Thiruvananthapuram, Director of Research and Director of the Sophisticated Instrumentation Center, Dr. Ashalada Nayak. The coordinator of the course, Dr. Srijit, Dr. Benno Pereira, and dear Dr. Scott Howell, and Professor Sahini from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, the fellow teachers and students. Let me first of all welcome our erudite scholar from USA to this tiny university and the tiny city. If you just look back, you will see that this is a university for women. Almost all the people sitting here are women. And if you look at the dais, you will find that it is run by men. 75% men. 75% are men. In recent times, the university has taken effective steps in enhancing its sophisticated instrumentation facility primarily through the establishment of the SICC. This is a very, very important step because in modern science, if you want to do top-class publications, you have to use the cutting-edge instruments, in certain fields at least. I had the opportunity to listen to a presentation by one of the editors of the famous science publication, Nature, in Thiruvananthapuram. And this young lady was attacked with so many questions by the researchers of the city, and one of which was that there is an allegation that if you look at the laboratories from which the research published by Nature are coming, and if you take the cost of the equipments in those laboratories, then you could see that none of the publication come from a laboratory which has instruments which cost less than 100 crores. And when this allegation was made, she smiled and said, that seems to be true statistically. So you couldn't, even though we have, when you walk in, we see C.V. Raman's bust, and we often say he worked with instruments which cost 750 rupees to reach a Nobel Prize level. Well, it might be an exception today. It is very unlikely that you could get top level publications done with very makeshift instrumentation facilities. That may not be the case. And therefore, such an instrumentation center coming up and expanding in the coming years is an order of the day. The word instrumentation itself has taken a new hue. Earlier it was referred to when you wanted to repair your UPS or the computer. But today, the sophisticated instrumentation center has brought a change of climate in the university. So I'm very, very glad that it is so. And number two is the effort by the university for international linkages. Over the last 3-4 years, there is a great surge in the number of people from abroad who connect to our university as students, as erudite visitors. Some of you might remember the erudite scheme of the government of Kerala. About 7-8 Nobel laureates visited our university, spent time in our campus, maybe for a week or so. And we have, at any time, we have 50 foreign students in our university, which is not a big number for an international university, but for us it is a very big number. Because I remember the days when I was a school student and my father was working in this university, and there was one foreign student and everybody was after her, both in the university and outside, because they were very surprised that somebody came, especially a British person came to study in our university. I still remember her wearing a white sari and walking through the streets of Thiruvananthapuram, and a lot of people running after her as if there was something strange creature was walking. From that we have now changed to having 50 students in our campus. Last year we had 50, close to 50 or 48 UK students spending 3 weeks here on a short course on Kerala Studies under the Generation UK India program. We had 8 American students who came on a credit transfer program last year. Year before that it was 13. Now these are today considered to be very, very important in enhancing quality of our university. Because when somebody comes from a different academic culture and spends time here, we get time to reflect on our own processes and our own strategies of education. And it is an excellent opportunity. And for the visitors also, it might be an excellent opportunity to reflect on their own practices and understand the value of the universities that they come from. And what I would like to say is, when in an American university, if it measures by what it measures, the University of Kerala, you find that we are very smart. But at the same time, if you understand the canvas of the sociological context of our university, then we are a university which is still struggling to establish equality among people, which is our first priority. Only after that we might think of the society can prioritize something else. So we are still trying to make sure that we live in an equal society. And the struggle is not yet over, even though we have progressed maybe 90%. That is the situation. Dr. Subhash Peter referred to arts and aesthetics. I was very amused because I remember this is a program on confocal microscopy. I remember, can you imagine if a professor from Malayalam came here or Sanskrit came here, what would be their reaction to this program? In the university college, it seems the famous poet, Malayalam poet, Ullur, sometime walked into the life science departments, I do not know which one, and looked through the microscope. Poet looking through the microscope. And what happened? He came out and wrote a poem. And the poem is called the Bhuda Kannadi. Bhuda Kannadi is magnifying glass. And what did he see through that? It seems he saw some movement, I'm guessing. But what he suddenly found was that there was another world of of microbes or small living beings, which he has not seen so far. And when he looked through the lens, he felt that they were all struggling to come up and talk to him and tell him that, see, you are seeing us for the first time. We have been trying to contact you. We have been trying to communicate with you, but we have not been able to. At last, we are in your radar. And note, we are all small, living beings and creations of God, and you have been ill-treating us. You have been walking over us. You have been killing us. You have been ignoring us. We have the right to live in this world as much as you have. I'm very happy that I am able to speak to you now because you are looking through a lens. See how differently a poet would look at a microscope. And your speech just triggered that thought in me. So while we do all this, we should not lose the social context. We should not lose the aesthetic context of looking at science at a deeper level. And I am sure that this training that is going on here, which will be, of course, be documented, so that students who have missed this program due to any reason can still hook up on this later through the GIAN portal. A word about the GIAN scheme also. Last year, we made 6 applications to the Government of India for the GIAN program. We were successful in 3. And 1 had to be cancelled because of the ill health of the resource person from the US. The other 2 have taken, this is taking place now. In commerce, we had 1 which successfully was completed last month. In phase 2, our university is now processing 6 applications for GIAN program. And I am very hopeful that we might get, the first time we did not know how to present the applications properly, but this time we are very sure how it can be moved forward. We are looking forward to 6 GIAN programs. This will add value to our education that is going on here. And it covers not only science, it covers every discipline. And I am very happy that the students of our university are born in such a time to get the benefits of such programs which were unthinkable earlier. And I congratulate the young and dynamic Dr. Srijit for taking initiative to get this program, contact Professor Scott Howell and get his consent to come over here. And I must not also stop without mentioning how beautifully, how aesthetically, that the scientist need not lose eye for aesthetics, how beautifully he has organized the program and how he respects the Green Charter of the University of Kerala, which he has followed exactly. And I am very happy that the program is in a holistic sense a very well done, well conceived program. I congratulate Dr. Srijit, also his students, research scholars and friends who are with whose support he is running this program. So my congratulations to the Department of Zoology, School of Life Sciences as well. So I will wind up my talk here. I have offer my best wishes to this program in the coming 6 days. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Organize the seminar and organize the course and selection of the item also. Here, on the direction of our Vice Chancellor, here the sophisticated instrumentation being also on the work also started here and at the finishing session. More instruments also established in our sophisticated instrumentation session. On the basis of the seminar will help for all the students and the research scholars from here to give the information about the today also setting the subject of the confocal microscopy or image analysis and live cell imaging of the subject selected for today. And here on the basis of the microscope and the imaging technologies also studying here as the one of the major topic on the basis of the microscope is the imaging technology. The simple thing of the imaging technology is the barcode reader as the first session of in this imaging technology is the standard barcoding. All of the numbers are go to shop and using the barcode reading. And the barcoding is one of the minute thing of the imaging technology system, barcoding. In our life, every day we using the same technology can use. And the confocal microscopy also in my knowledge same thing of the studying about the cells and studying about the detailed photography can be given with the help of the computer, and microelectronic system can be used for the system. At the time of the my polytechnic computer education, at that time one subject and the subject for final project also the image processing, and selected that topic. At that time the initial study of the 90, at the time of the 94, at that time only computer and information technology come to our field also. At that time, when my knowledge at that time I am studying, at that time imaging technology and processing and the system. And that time one of the 1957 also in my knowledge on Mr. name Whiskey, one of the man started the microscopy system started in our world 1957 or 1958.
Really, really happy to be here in front of you today, because when I stand here and look all the young faces in front of me, I am looking to the generation of India who is going to change India to one of the leading country in the world, at least by 2030, I think. Because I think by 2030 we will be the only one country which has got youngest workforce in all over the world. So I think you will be one of them. The opportunity we are getting now, when you do your research, when you start your research, or you are doing research in any time, you are getting an opportunity to see the world with highly sophisticated instruments, and then use the instruments by yourselves in your own home. I mean, that kind of opportunity is very rare to get when you are doing research. Last week we are discussing with the sophisticated instruments in the center, and we were wondering if we had an opportunity having all these kind of instruments 30 years before, it would have been like a wonderful experience for all of us. But now I am so happy my students are getting this opportunity, and then they are using it, and that change will come in their thoughts as well as in their research, and then that actually bring laurels to the country. I really hope so. And I am happy that we have, as our Vice Chancellor mentioned, we have young faculty members who are taking up the challenge. I think University of Kerala had a bad period in terms of staff members, because we had at least at least 10 years, I think we were lacking any new appointments in the university, especially in science faculty. We suffered a lot with minimum faculty members. We had to do a lot of work that actually reflected in the research area. But last 10 years, last 10 years, we are getting young faculty members. They are so smart and active, and then they are wonderful to work with them. When I am actually going to retire, I feel so happy. I am leaving my legacy to some able hands in the university. So that way I think university is going to flourish, I am sure about that. And I am extremely happy to be associated with the Sophisticated Instrumentation Center, because some of the instruments which were my own dream to come and establish in the institute and then see the things. Because I still have the excitement of seeing a Drosophila under a microscope for the first time in my life. I mean, I cannot forget that image, because the compound eye of this Drosophila was so beautiful. I mean, even the Kohinoor will not be that beautiful, to tell the truth. It was so beautiful to see that Drosophila under the microscope for the first day. And I remember first time when I saw a section of a plant stem, under the microscope for my pedigree class. I decided I am going to learn botany by that time. Because that section was so beautiful. I mean, if God can create something that beautiful and we can see it, I think we should do research. Whether we actually become a Nobel laureate or it doesn't matter, but the enjoyment we are getting from the research is something which is unparalleled. Nothing can be worth for that kind of mental satisfaction and happiness. I think research should be like that only. We actually work for our own satisfaction, our own happiness. And confocal microscopy is one of the things which actually open all the wonders of the world to you. I mean, can you believe we can actually look through the microscope and see how a cell is going to divide? it's, can you believe it? You can see it yourself. And for the coming 6 days, I think it will be a wonderful experience for each one of you. I think we have some staff members too as participants. I think you have to actually share your excitement to the students when you go back to your own colleges and teach them, and then actually inspire the inspire that thought and then spirit in all the young researchers, all the young students in the colleges, in the school. And when the students see things in that way, I think everybody will be interested in doing things in their own way. Thinking will be more their thoughts will be more clear, and their spirit for knowledge, searching knowledge will be enlightened, and whatever they want to become, let them be. I'm not saying that everybody has to be a scientist or something like that, but let them be whatever they want. Then actually, but show them there are things like that in this world too, and that will be happy world for all of us to live in and look through. And I really hope that I'm being an optimistic person. I really hope that the University of Kerala will be one of the greatest university in India, and we will be one of the ranking in the top ranking list in the university at least by 2030, as I hope for. And I really congratulate Srijit for doing all this work. As I said, we have some young faculty members. You are very capable. I hope university will be benefited because of their work and their research, and the students who follow them will be following great steps. I hope so. And the coming 6 days will be a exciting period for all of you, and I wish all the best for this.
Thank you, especially here for inviting me to India. This is my first time in India, and it's a rather unique experience so far. And I first apologize also for the visa problems I had that precluded this course from happening earlier. Srijit and I both did our best though, and finally we were able to cut through all the red tape and make this course happen. So again, my apologies for the delay, but we're going to make the most of it now. The one thing I'd like you to keep in mind when you go through this course is you have your individual projects, I think a lot of you, or your somewhat area of expertise that you're working on. So when you hear me talk about different techniques or different ideas and such, think of that a lot in terms of your own work, okay? Can this help me? Can this forward my own studies? Can this forward my own project, okay? And feel free to come up to me anytime during the course. I'm here for you to ask me one-on-one or raise a question here during our class sessions and such, because I'm here to help you. Because where I work at right now, I work with maybe 50, 60, 80 different people in a given month. Okay, I'm a core facility, which means people come and they find me so I can help them with their microscope work. And my philosophy to them, I've told them before, is my job is to make your job easier, okay? So if I'm not able to accomplish that while I'm here, then I have failed in my job. I'm not planning on failing. So I would definitely like to make all of your work easier, teach you a little something that you're able to use, your future plans and endeavors, okay? The other thing, of course, I'd like to thank probably the most of all, of course, is Srijit. Srijit and I worked together for a few years at Case Western Reserve in Cleveland. We actually started talking about a microscope course that he initiated the conversations probably about 3 years ago, I would think. And we wrote the GIAN grant here a couple years ago, and to tell you the truth, I almost forgot about it because it took so long for it to come to fruition. But then it did all of a sudden, and we started the planning and started working on the course and such. So I'm glad that it all worked out. I'm glad I'm here, and like I said, I'm here to help you. So please take advantage of me while I'm here, and hopefully we'll have a really good course. And I think the one thing you'll see as you go through microscopy too, going back to the last speaker, is that biology and life is extremely fascinating. Okay, I mean, we see it all around here. I mean, I've seen just a little bit of Kerala so far, but your ecology here, the birds I heard this morning, things like that, it's just fascinating. It all shows, how powerful and prevalent God is in providing us on this earth with all these fabulous things. And the thing is, walking around on a daily basis, you see what you see, but there's a whole hidden world when you use the microscope. An absolutely fascinating world that gets revealed by the use of the microscope. And hopefully we can all look into that world together during this course. And I think the thing that really got me, I don't know if any of you have ever looked at actin filaments, just in one single cell. That's what really got me into microscopy. I'm probably like a lot of you, I did a lot of molecular biology. I did a lot of Western blots, things like that. And I looked at lots and lots of bands on gels. I mean, bands on gels are great, don't get me wrong. They're very nice, but you just don't see a whole lot there. I mean, you learn a lot from them, but you don't see a whole lot. But to actually look at a cell, to look at the intricacies of how a cell works, and like you alluded to, the cell division stuff, it's just absolutely fascinating. So like I said, I'd like to be able to share some of that with you, and I hope we can all be enthusiastic about this course and see where it goes, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that excellent summary.
I am very happy that the Kerala University, through the GIAN program, is organizing a training on confocal microscopy, and all other techniques we will be dealing with through this workshop.